It was late at night. 𝗀𝗏 was laying unconscious on the hospital bed while her treatment was still going on. Giving her an injection and completing the treatment, the lady doctor removed her gloves slowly and looked towards the nurse. "Doctor, I have done the treatment. She should regain consciousness after some time." Then the doctor added calmly, "And the moment she wakes up, inform the person who brought her here. He can meet her after that." The nurse nodded politely. "Okay, doctor." The moment the lady doctor stepped out of the room, a man immediately walked towards her and asked worriedly, "Doctor, how is your name now?" The doctor looked at him for a moment. "Doctor, are you with your name?" "Man, yes." "Doctor, all right, came with me." The man quietly followed the doctor behind. A few moments later, she took him inside her cabin. "Doctor, have your seat." The man sat down on the chair and the doctor sat across from him. "Doctor, so what relation do you have with your name?" The man answered calmly, "I am her boss." The doctor looked slightly surprised. "Oh, strange. This is the first time I have seen a boss personally bringing his employees to the hospital." Then after a brief pause, she continued, "Anyways, can you connect me with her husband or any family member? Because the things I need to discuss, I think her family should know about them. And honestly, it would be best if her husband heard it first." The man stayed silent for a second before replying, No, doctor. I don't know much about your name's family or her husband. But you can tell me, we are good friends beside work." The doctor nodded slowly. "Alright, actually, your name's body is showing sign of weakness, and it seems like she's under a lot of stress or mental pressure lately." She has folded her hands on the table seriously. "Doctor, this is just the beginning. If this stress continues, she may start getting panic attacks too. So she needs proper care. She has to focus on her health, food and rest. And most importantly, make sure she stays away from stress or emotional pressure." Then the doctor finally said the things that changed the man's expression completely. "Doctor, because she's going to be a mother." The moment he heard that, a faint smile appeared on the man's face automatically. A mix of happiness and tension, though he tried not to show it too much. The doctor continued, "Doctor, other than that, there's nothing serious. And fainting during pregnancy can be normal sometimes. As soon as she feels stable enough, you can discharge her." The man nodded politely. "Thank you, doctor." After saying that, he quietly walked out of the cabin. There was something strange on his face now. Happiness, concern, confusion, all mixed together. Just then, a nurse walked towards him and spoke softly. "Excuse me, your name had regained consciousness now. You can meet her." And hearing that, the man immediately started walking towards your name's room. The man slowly entered Yonem's hospital room, and the moment he opened the door, he saw Yonem laying quietly on the bed with her eyes closed. The room was dim and silent. Only the soft beeping sound of the monitor could be heard. Slowly, he walked closer to 𝗀𝗏's bed. Then carefully, he placed his palm gently over her hand. After feeling his touch, 𝗀𝗏 slowly opened her eyes. And the moment Yonem opened her eyes and saw the man standing beside her, She paused for 2 seconds. Then slowly, in confusion, she spoke. "Leon, sir? You here?" The man 𝗫𝗵𝗲 the moment she opened her eyes was the CEO of the Taehyung's father company, Mr. Leon. 𝗫𝗵 know him because before marrying Taehyung, she used to work in Taehyung's father company, and during that time she had met Mr. Leon several times. But seeing him here in the hospital made 𝗫𝗵 slightly confused, because honestly, she was never that important to him. At least that's what she believed. They barely even talk properly in the company. So, seeing a man like Mr. Leon personally standing beside her hospital bed feels strange to her. Mr. Leon looked at her calmly. "Yeah, it's me. How are you feeling now?" 𝗲𝗊 looked at him with hesitation and confusion mixed in her eyes. "I'm feeling better now, but sir, how are you here?" Before Mr. Leon could answer her, the room door suddenly opened, and a nurse walked inside. Seeing 𝗲𝗊 awoke now, the nurse smiled slightly. "Oh, you are awoke? Are you feeling better now?" 𝗲𝗊: "Yes, I'm okay now." Then after a small pause, 𝗲𝗊 spoke again. Can you please call my husband?" The nurse looked slightly confused. "Nurse, sorry, but your husband is not here. Your friend brought you here." 𝗲𝗊 frowned immediately. "My friend? Which friend?" The nurse pointed towards Mr. Leon standing beside her bed. "Him." The moment the nurse said that, 𝗲𝗊's eyes widened in shock. She instantly turned towards Mr. Leon with a completely confused expression. And before 𝗲𝗊 could say that Mr. Leon was not her friend, Mr. Leon quietly gestured her to stay silent, and somehow 𝗫𝗵 stayed quiet. But now her confusion had increased even more, because the same CEO who barely even spoke to her properly in the company was now personally sitting beside her hospital bed and claiming to be her friend. The whole situation felt strange to 𝗲𝗊. Very strange. Meanwhile, the nurse smiled again and spoke casually. "You are honestly very lucky. Not everyone has a friend like this." Then she added jokingly, "Your husband is not here with you during your difficult time, but your friend is. And not just a friend, he is the CEO of such a huge company. That's actually a big thing." 𝗲𝗊 did not say anything. She just quietly listened to the nurse. When 𝗫𝗵 gave no response, the nurse suddenly felt like she had praised Mr. Leon a little too much. So she gave an awkward smile and quickly handed a paper to 𝗲𝗊. Anyways, these are your medicines. When and how to take them is already written in the final report, and you can easily get these medicine from any medical store." Then Mr. Leon extended his hand towards the paper. "Mr. Leon, give it to me. I will bring the medicines." A nurse handed it to Mr. Leon's hand. After that, he quietly walked out of the room, and a few seconds later, the nurse left too. Now, 𝗫𝗵 was alone in the hospital room, but her mind was filled with thousands of questions. Why did Mr. Leon lie? Why did he tell them he is my friend? And how did he even bring me here? Then suddenly something clicked in her mind. 𝗲𝗊's point of view. Mr. Leon is the CEO of Taehyung's father company. So maybe he is also close to Taehyung. Maybe Taehyung asked him to bring me here. Thought gave her a little relief for a moment, but the very next second, the nurse's words starting echoing inside her head again. Your husband is not even here with you during your difficult time, but your friend is. Those words peered directly into Ryan's heart like a knife. Her eyes slowly filled with tears. Ryan mind. Was I really not important enough to Taehyung? He could not even bring me to the hospital himself. He sent someone else instead. The more she thought about it, the more hurt she felt. Before she realized it, tears slowly started rolling down her cheeks. Just then, the room door opened again, and Mr. Leon walked back inside, carrying the medicines. The moment Mr. Leon entered the room again, he saw 𝗂𝗵𝗃 crying silently while sitting on the hospital bed. His expression changed instantly, and he quickly walked towards her. What happened? Why are you crying? Ryan immediately wiped her tears away. Nothing. But after 2 seconds of silence, she slowly looked at him and asked, Sir, are you Taehyung's friend? Did Taehyung told you to bring me to the hospital? Mr. Leon stayed quiet for a second, then he spoke softly. First of all, stop calling me sir. You are Taehyung's wife now. You are not an employee anymore. And technically, I work under Taehyung's family. So indirectly, I should be the one calling you ma'am. Then, after a small pause, he answered her question. And yes, I am Taehyung's friend. And he is the one who asked me to bring you here. Hearing that, 𝗂𝗵𝗃's heart suddenly felt heavy again. So heavy that her eyes filled with tears once more. Mr. Leon noticed immediately. Your name. Why are you crying? Tell me. Ryan lowered her gaze. I miss Taehyung. But Mr. Leon understood instantly. She was not crying because she missed Taehyung. She was hurt because Taehyung himself was not here beside her. Ryan kept silently crying. Tears continued falling from her eyes non-stop. And seeing her like that, Mr. Leon could not stop himself anymore. It almost looked like her tears were hurting him too. Even his own eyes slowly became moist. He stepped closer to her bed, held her hand gently, and said in a low voice, Please stop crying. I know what you are thinking, but whatever you are thinking, none of it is true. Ryan looked at him in confusion. The way he was holding her hand, the way he was trying to calm her down, felt strangely personal. Ryan, how did you know what I am thinking? Mr. Leon looked directly into her eyes. Because no one knows you better than me. The moment he said those words, Ryan instantly looked up at him, confused, frozen. Mr. Leon was standing very close to her now, and when Ryan looked into his eyes, something inside her stopped. Those eyes felt too familiar, like she had seen them somewhere before, like those eyes were trying to tell her something silently. For a few seconds, Ryan just kept staring into his eyes without speaking. And somehow, looking into Mr. Leon's eyes was making Ryan feel strange. There was something in them, something she could not explain, something that kept pulling her closer towards him. But immediately, she looked away. Ryan mind, how can you look into another man's eyes like this? Then slowly, without breaking eye contact, Mr. Leon raised his right hand and gently tried wiping her tears with his thumb. But the moment his finger touched her face, Wayne suddenly pushed his hand away hard, while stepped back slightly, and said in a shaken voice, "What are you doing? Please, stay within your limits." The moment Wayne said that, Mr. Leon immediately stepped back, as if her words had suddenly brought him back to reality. "Mr. Leon, I'm sorry." That was all he said. Then, without looking at her again, he quietly walked out of the room, almost like someone helplessly forcing himself to leave. After some time, Wayne finally got discharged from the hospital. She slowly walked out of the hospital building, while Mr. Leon quietly followed behind her. But Taehyung's mind was a completely mess right now. Why did not Taehyung came himself? Who was that woman she saw in the mansion? How did she suddenly appear there? And why does Taehyung have a fake death certificate? Thousands of questions keep running inside her head non-stop. And while being lost in that thoughts, she suddenly failed to notice a small stair slide in front of her. Next second, her foot twisted badly on the uneven step. Wayne instantly lost her balance and was about to fall. But before she could hit the floor, Mr. Leon suddenly rushed forward from behind and wrapped one arm around her waist, stopping her from falling completely. Wayne froze instantly. The moment she realized his hand was holding her waist, she immediately balanced herself awkwardly and gently removed his hands. "Wayne, I'm fine." Then she tried walking again, but the moment she took another step, her balance slipped once more, and again Mr. Leon immediately catched her before she could fall while saying, "Careful, your name." The moment Wayne heard his voice, her eyes widened slightly, because for a second, that voice sounded exactly like Taehyung. Ignoring the pain in her foot, she instantly looked at him and asked, "What did you just say?" Mr. Leon looked confused. "I said, careful," but this time his voice did not sound like Taehyung's anymore. "Mr. Leon, are you okay? Can you walk?" Maya looked down at her foot. No, I think I twisted something. I can't walk properly." Mr. Leon immediately said, "It's okay, we are still outside the hospital. Come inside again and let the doctor check your foot." Wayne instantly shook her head. "No, I'm not going back inside. The doctor will give me injections and medicines, and I hate those." Mr. Leon let out a small helpless sigh. "Mr. Leon, it's not necessary. Maybe they will just give you something to apply on your foot." But your name stubbornly refused again. "No, I don't want to go inside. I want to go to Taehyung." Hearing his name, something slightly changed in Mr. Leon's eyes. But he hid it quickly and spoke normally. "Fine, you wait here, I will bring the wheelchair." "Wayne, no need, I can walk myself." Saying that, Wayne stubbornly tried walking again, but she was moving so slowly and painfully that it almost looked like reaching the car itself would take forever. Then suddenly Mr. Leon walked up behind her. Before 𝗏𝗵 could even react, he carefully lifted her up in his arms. Wayne froze completely in shock, because the way he lifted her, the warmth of his body, the scent of his perfume, everything felt painfully familiar to her, so familiar that Wayne herself could not understand why her heart was reacting this way around him. Mr. Leon carefully opened the front seat door and gently made Wayne sit inside. After making sure she was comfortable, he walked around the car and sat in the driver's seat himself. The moment he sat down, Wayne immediately spoke. Who told you to carry me in your arms? Mr. Leon held the steering wheel quietly before replying. Mr. Leon, I did not touch you in a wrong way. I was only helping you. She did not want to argue anymore. Right now, she just wanted to reach the mansion as quickly as possible. Because the faster she got there, the faster she would finally get answer to all the questions destroying her mind. So she simply looked away and stayed silent. Mr. Leon started the car, and after driving for around 5 minutes, Wayne suddenly realized something. Wayne, wait. This car, it's Taehyung's car, right? Mr. Leon gripped on the steering wheel tightened slightly for a second. Then he answered normally. Mr. Leon, oh, yeah, he gave me the car key to take it to the hospital. Wayne nodded slowly. Wayne, then how did you even reach the mansion that night? It was so late and the forest is huge. Mr. Leon replied without looking at her. Mr. Leon, I came in my own car. My car is still parking at your mansion. Wayne, oh, okay. Wayne went silent again. She turned her face towards the window and quietly looked outside. But inside her mind, hundreds of questions were still running non-stop. And on the top of that, her foot was hurting badly. So badly that she could not even sit properly. After driving a little further, Mr. Leon noticed the discomfort on her face. The way she kept adjusting her leg again and again. The way she was silently trying to tolerate the pain. Without saying anything, he quietly stopped the car on the roadside. Wayne immediately looked at him. And what happened? Why did you stop the car? Mr. Leon unfastened his seatbelt and replied calmly. Mr. Leon, to fix your foot, lift your leg. I will massage it a little and it will feel better. Wayne instantly refused. No, you don't need to do that. I'm fine like this. Mr. Leon, but you are in pain. Wayne, so what? I can tolerate it. Then she looked at him seriously and said, Wayne, and don't you have any shame? You should not touch someone else's wife. Not just a wife. You should not touch any girl without her permission. Mr. Leon quietly stared at her for a moment. Mr. Leon, why do you think I'm touching you in a wrong way? 𝗠𝗵𝗄's voice becomes slightly louder out of frustration. Sorry, but I don't like any man touching me except my husband. Hearing those words, Mr. Leon fell completely silent. Without saying another word, he started the car again. But this time, he drove much faster than before. Wayne immediately looked at him. Mr. Leon, what are you doing? Why are you driving so fast? Mr. Leon kept his eyes on the road and replied calmly. Don't worry, I know how to drive properly. Wayne got annoyed hearing that. There was honestly so much things she wanted to say to him right now. But because he was the CEO of Taehyung's father company, and on top of that, Taehyung's fan too, she stopped herself out of respect. So this time, she stays quiet. But when Mr. Leon noticed that she had suddenly gone silent, he spoke again. You're very loyal to your husband. I mean, you don't even like another man touching you, even if someone is only trying to help you. Then after a small pause, he added quietly, I think you love him a little too much. Wayne becomes slightly frustrated hearing his words. Ian, what kind of weird question is that? I'm married, so obviously I love my husband. And as for loyalty, every husband and wife should be loyal to each other. Mr. Leon slowly nodded while driving. Oh, impressive. Wayne did not reply. Already irritated by his strange questions, she simply turned her face towards the window and slightly waiting for the car to reach the mansion. Mr. Leon was driving the car fast. But the moment the city disappeared behind them and the car entered the dark forest road, he suddenly slowed the speed down again. Wayan noticed it immediately, but she did not want to start another conversation with him. So even after noticing the sudden change in speed, she stayed quiet and simply kept looking outside the window. The dense jungle around them felt unusual silent. Only the sound of the car engine and the faint sound of insects outside could be heard. After driving barely 6 or 7 minutes deeper into the forest, Mr. Leon suddenly stopped the car again. Wyatt immediately looked at him with irritation. Now why did you stop the car again? Where you were supposed to drive slowly, you were speeding like crazy. And now, when the road is completely empty in the middle of the forest, suddenly you are driving slow. Then she pointed towards the steering wheel and said in frustration, "It's enough, move aside, let me drive the car." Mr. Leon ignored her words completely. Without replying, he quietly removed his seatbelt and turned his body towards her inside the car. And then he spoke calmly. "I drove fast because I wanted to bring you here as quickly as possible." "Wayan, here?" Wayan frowned in confusion. "But we are not supposed to stop here. We still have to go further." Mr. Leon looked at her calmly and replied, "I know, but I stopped the car here so I could fix your leg. Now come on, lift your foot." "Wayan, no thanks. I don't want you to do anything. I'm fine like this." Mr. Leon sighed softly, and in a strangely gentle tone, he said, "Your name, try to understand. It will take at least another hour to reach the mansion. And I have been watching you this whole time. You are in pain. You can't even sit properly. And I can't watch you suffer like this. So please, lift your foot." Ian immediately replied, "Wayan, I'm your sister or someone that you can't see me in pain." The moment those words left her mouth, Mr. Leon suddenly went silent. Then slowly, he lifted his eyes and stared directly at her. His head suddenly became sharp, cold, dangerous, so intense that for 1 second, even Wayan got scared looking into his eyes. And then, without breaking eye contact, he spoke in a deep, low voice. "You are not my sister. You are my wife."